Hi friends, sorry it's been so long, you know how life is. Today we're going to be making Augustus flavoured chocolate covered gloop from the movie Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, also known as chocolate covered strawberry fudge. Super simple recipe. All you need for the fudge is strawberry frosting and white chocolate melts. And the first thing that you're going to do is open your bag of white chocolate melts up, tip them into a microwave safe bowl, and then go ahead and put that in the microwave. Melt it gently, make sure you stir in between, and when that's good and melted, all you have to do is go ahead and add the strawberry frosting. So open up the package, and sorry if you can hear some extra noises in the background. You know how life with kids is. That's a really pink frosting. So we're just going to scoop that all out of there, and then we're just going to stir it together, and then you will have fudge. That's how easy this recipe is. I did not know it was this easy to make fudge, or I would have done it a long time ago. Yep, so we're just going to stir that together. And you want to aim for a uniform color, so you want it to be a nice pink color all throughout with no white streaks. And you can go ahead and use some video magic to speed that process up. Look at that, beautiful. So once you have got a fairly neat uniform color, it's getting a bit thick here. I probably could have microwaved it a bit more to help make it a bit easier to work with, but I mean, it wasn't really that difficult, to be honest. So we're just going to go ahead and scoop that out into a tray lined with baking paper. You probably call it parchment paper if you're from the US, but I'm not, so it's baking paper. And then we're just going to go ahead and spread that out relatively flat and relatively thin, but not too thin. You will find out why we don't want it too thin in a minute. And just kind of try and smooth out the top of it a bit, but we're going to go ahead and dip it in chocolate, so it's not that big of a deal if it's not completely flat. And then pop that in the fridge to set, and once it's set, we're going to take our cookie cutter, and because we're making Augustus flavored chocolate covered gloop, we got a little man cookie cutter, and we're going to just cut out our little man shapes and pop them out and put them on another sheet of baking paper. You need to be really super gentle when you're taking these out of the cookie cutter, because if you're not really super gentle, you may find that some limbs fall off. Yeah, see, his legs fell off. And you can go ahead and stick them right back on, just like this. One leg, and oh no, that first leg's fallen off again. Okay, stick it back on, and nope, that didn't work either. So be gentle when you're taking them out, and if they do fall apart, it doesn't really matter that much, because we are going to cover them in chocolate, and the chocolate will be tempered, so it will glue the shapes back together. So just cut out the rest of your little man shapes and put them onto a sheet of baking paper. Put the scraps aside. You can remelt those if you want, or just eat them. That's what I did, because yum. And then you're going to take your tempered milk chocolate, and we're going to dip our little man in there and get him good and drenched in chocolate. So this is like the bit of the movie where Augustus Gloop falls into the chocolate river because he's a greedy pig, and yeah, it gets smothered in chocolate. Look at that chocolate. Slow motion, and one more time, even slower. Yes, chocolate. You can see my reflection in the chocolate. So then, once we have covered him in chocolate, we're going to set him aside on the sheet of baking paper that we had him on, and go ahead and do all of his little friends covered in chocolate. So while I'm doing that, oh no, he's lost his head. Whoops. These things happen sometimes. That's what I mean about this fudge. It's delicious and it's easy, but it does fall apart a little bit, so you have to be careful with that. But it's okay, because like I said, the chocolate will glue it all back together. So we just pull him out, body first, and then we can just go ahead and stick his head on. and then happy days. So I got the idea for making this particular recipe when I was watching Charlie and the Chocolate Factory with my son, and it was the bit of the movie where Augustus Gloop falls into the chocolate river and gets sucked up the pipe, and his mum says something like, "Where does that pipe go?" And Willy Wonka says, "That pipe goes to the room that makes chocolate covered strawberry flavored chocolate covered fudge." And the mum says, "Then he will be turned into strawberry flavored chocolate covered fudge." And Willy Wonka says something like, "No, I would never allow it. Can you imagine Augustus flavored chocolate covered Gloop? The taste would be terrible." And I thought that was really funny, so I thought, let's go ahead and make that, but make it not taste terrible, because we're not cannibals. We just eat pretend people, not real people. And Peppa Pig phone in the background. Thank you, darling. Good sharing. Yeah. So we get these guys covered in chocolate. Takes about 20 years, as you can see, but that's okay because it's good fun. And it's very therapeutic, actually, shaking the chocolate off these little guys. And yeah. How about some music? Yeah, why not? And then they just go back into the fridge to set up. And once they're set up, you can go ahead and eat him. Head, and then his arms, and his legs, and his belly. All gone. Thanks for watching, guys. See you next time.